Okay, this screencast is going to kind of go along with the divisibility rules, and we're going to keep them handy, but we're going to get into really what we call factorization. And you guys have done this before. It may have been a while, but we're going to kind of dust off the cobwebs and review factorization. A factor, for instance, a factor of 168 is some number that when you multiply it by some other number gives you 168. So for instance, 2 and I guess maybe 84, maybe 2 and 84 would be factors of 168. 1 and 68 are other factors, and there's going to be some other factors. Now, this particular task asks you to prime factor. And because of the way that this sheet is structured, I'm actually going to go to the back and use the back sort of to help you get an idea of what they're asking. So a prime number is a number that is only divisible by 1 and itself. Okay, so like 2 is a prime number because it's only divisible by 1 and 2. 3 is a prime number because, again, it's only divisible by 1 and by 3. 4 is not a prime number because it's divisible by 1 and 4, but it's also divisible by 2. So your prime numbers are the ones that only are divisible by itself and 1. So if you're going to be asked for the prime factors of a number, you are breaking it down into smaller and smaller parts until you have all of the prime factors that would multiply together to give you the number that they asked you about originally. Okay, so this one starts out and it's fairly easy. In this little scheme, in their little world, a round means a prime factor and a square means some other factor. You don't have to worry about this. You could frankly just take a sheet of paper and do 80 and then draw your little factor tree. It doesn't really matter to me. Okay, but let's just use the tree for now. 80 will factor into 2 times 40. Okay, I can't do anything else with this factor because that's a prime factor. I can, however, do something with this. 40 is 2 times 20. So again, that's a prime factor. I'm done with that. Okay. 20 is 2 times 10. So again, I can't do anything else with that. That's a prime factor. And then 10, you get by saying 2 times 5. So when you prime factor 80, really what you've done is you've said 2 times 2 times 2. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 2s. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. All of that multiplied together gives you 80. Those are your prime factors. Is 40 a factor of 80? Yes, but it's not a prime factor because that number can be broken down. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys are going to start getting the idea. Again, let's do 84 over here. 7 times 12 is 84. 7 is a prime number. I can only divide 7 by 1 and 7. 12, however, is not prime. So I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to say 2 times 6. 2 is a prime number. Okay? But then 6 can be broken down into 3 times 2. So really, to get 84, if you wanted to prime factor it, you would say, let's see, 1, 2, there's 2 2's. So 2 times 2 times 3 times 7. Okay, let's go back to some of the larger numbers on the previous page. Okay, and you guys know, you typically, most of y'all learned your multiplication tables up through 12 times 12, which only goes up to 144. So this is beyond that, but using my divisibility rules, I know that 168 is divisible by 2. Okay, so 168 is the same as saying 2 times, and I think it's 84. Okay. This is prime, so I don't do anything with that 2. I can't factor it down. But 84 is not prime. So 84 can be factored into, oh, we just did this one, 7 times 12. Okay. 7 is prime, so I quit with that, but 12 is not prime. Okay. I'll factor the 12 a little bit differently than I did in the previous one. I'll say 3 times 4 is 12. 3 is prime, so I quit there, but 4 is not prime because it's 2 times 2. But once I break it into 2 times 2, it is prime. So you have 2 times 2 times 3 times 7 times 2. Okay, so list the prime factorization for each number. 2 times 7 times 3 times 2 times 2 equals 168. Now, does it matter which order I list these in? No, it does not. Do I have to make sure that I have listed 3 individual 2's? Yes, it does, because it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 7. It's just you don't have to write them in the same order because maybe you factored yours a little bit differently. Okay? So the bottom line is this packet is a set of skills that you need to master. And this packet, I'm not going to take it for a grade. It's practice. But very soon, you will have a quiz where you have to demonstrate mastery and your ability to do this. So make sure that you've practiced enough of these that you do have mastery. It'll not only be divisibility rules, but this factorization, which really are kind of all tied together.